Welcome to This Week in Sim Racing, May 27th edition. I'm Tom Hackey.
And I'm Sean Cole, and This Week in Sim Racing is sponsored by iRacing.com.
That's right. To get 3 months for the price of one, head on over to our website, InsideSimRacing.tv, and click on any of the iRacing banners you see.
All right. First up on today's show is the NASCAR iRacing Series World Championships, where they headed to Charlotte, North Carolina for round 8 of 18. Thomas Hazard took a 3-point lead over Ray Alfalla into the race, with Brad Wright sitting in third, 23 points back. Defending champ Richard Towler put his car on the pole for the second race in a row with a 28.55, followed by Steve Sheehan and John Gorlinski. At the start of the race, Towler had technical issues, missed the grid, and was forced to start from pit lane. John Gorlinski led the opening laps of the race until an early caution on lap 10 caused by Darren Stevens hitting the wall and followed by him hitting every other wall and car on the track. Towler and Atchison stayed out under caution and inherited the lead, putting Towler back into contention for the day. A few laps later, Josh Parker moved to the front to be the next dominating force of the pack. Then on lap 142, under green flag pitting, the leader came to pit lane. Josh Parker didn't get things slowed down enough and pretty much ruined his chances for the win. Then as bad luck would have it, Alfalla and Mojica touched and brought out another caution with half of the field a lap down or at the tail end of the lead lap. After cleaning up and gearing up for the restart on lap 150, points leader Thomas Hazard led the race, followed by Davies and Schoenberg. And from that point on, Hazard spent his time looking in the rearview mirror and crossing his fingers for a long green flag run. And that's exactly what happened, as Hazard would bring home the win and extend his points lead in the series. Brian Schoenberg continued his momentum from last week and finished in second place, putting up to 6th place overall in the points. Somehow Ray Alfalla clawed his way up into a 3rd place finish and minimized the damage done by Hazard and maintained second in the points overall. Brad Wright finished in 16th place and finds himself in 3rd place overall, 41 points back of Hazard. Richard Towler would go on to finish in 4th place and get some much needed points as he finds himself in 33rd place overall. So, exciting race. I'd like to congratulate Brian Schoenberg.
Yeah, way to go, Brian.
I mean, each week he's getting faster and flying our colors.
Awesome, love it. So, the iRacing World Championship Series road race headed to Laguna Seca this week for 85 laps of what would turn out to be a pretty exciting race. Klaus Kivickas leads the championship with 234 points. Jesse Nieminen is behind him 34 points in second, and in third, Gregor Hutu, last year's champion, 58 points back. Hugo Lewis, fourth in the points, grabbed the pole this week, followed by Hutu, Nieminen, and Kivickas. Kivickas got a great start and halfway through the first lap led the pack, followed by the My3ID teammates Nieminen and Luis, and reigning champ Hutu would wind up in fourth. On lap 16, Gregor Hutu wrecked while trying to lap his own teammate Darren Marsh through the corkscrew. He would take damage, and that would put him 4 to 5 seconds off the pace and drop him quickly through the field. The first round of pits started on lap 31 and would see Klaus Kivickas maintaining his lead and Hugo Luis moving up to second, followed by Nieminen and Redline's Luke McLean. On lap 52, third place Jesse Nieminen's rumored connection problems would surface as he blinks over the start-finish line, loses a lap, and drops him to 14th place. The second round of pits happened around lap 64, with Klaus Kivickas once again winning the race off pit lane and maintaining his lead. With 9 laps to go, Hugo Luis made a mistake on the last corner but maintained his position. And with 5 laps to go, the hard-fighting Nieminen makes a long-awaited pass on Richard Towler on the outside of turns 2 and 3 and through turn 4, only to blow his engine between turns 5 and 6. A very disappointing day for second in points Nieminen. Klaus Kivickas takes home the checkered flag, followed by Hugo Luis, and despite some shenanigans in front of him, Luke McLean brings home third. Klaus Kivickas will maintain his championship lead with 284 points, followed by Nieminen, lucky to retain his second in points, now 74 points back, and Hugo Luis 83 points behind in third. The Road Race Series heads to Watkins Glen on June 4th. Be sure to check that out on iRacing.com or PSRTV.com.
Well, this series is completely polar opposite from last year, where it was pretty much runaway from the beginning.
Yes, and Gregor Hutu is really struggling.
Speaking of shenanigans, there's a big event coming up, the Indy 500. We've talked about it. This is on iRacing.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the top split, the big grid, huh?
Yeah, very back of the field, but I'm up there.
And that means you're going to be broadcast on Indy.com?
Indy.com, iRacing.com, and played on the trackside screens at Indianapolis.
So there's going to be a few people watching you.
Just a couple.
And you're...
Doesn't make me nervous at all.
And you're with all the big guys.
I am. I'm with the big guys.
So no pressure at all, huh?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to play conservative ball and just run my race, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be doing it from a much lower split. Everybody here at Inside Sim Racing, we tried to make the cut. Darren's in the second split, looking real good.
Yes, he is.
You're starting 30th, as we mentioned,
yep.
And this race is tomorrow.
So we'd like to congratulate Yang Ao for getting the pole position for the Indy 500 with an incredible 39.190.
It's over a 4-lap average.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I can't get the thing out of the pits on the first lap. He's running a low 3 to go on with low 1s for his next 3 laps. I mean, amazing speed.
It's crazy. And Ron Black and John Paquin, who Darren predicted might win this race, are 2 and 3 right behind him.
Yeah,
so anything could happen there.
I think it's a safe bet putting money on those guys.
Absolutely. So if you're running a race, just a reminder, the iRacing.com Indy 500 for Pro to C licenses will start at 12 noon Eastern, 1600 GMT. And the Indy 500 for rookies and Class D licenses will start 4 hours later at 4 p.m. ET or 20 GMT.
All right, so good luck to anybody who's going to be out there running in it. And, you know, we keep getting more news about iRacing 2.0, little tidbits of information and things that are going to be included. And we've heard a few new ones, some driving aids that are on their way to iRacing.
Now, don't freak out.
No, don't freak out. Who would freak out?
People would freak out. People who love iRacing like us would freak out. Because driving aids, what? No, no. It's okay. It's just for the rookies.
Right.
And for some hosted sessions, just to teach people how to drive.
Right.
That's it. They will be slower with the aids on, but, you know, so they're not going to become the next Gregor Hutu with these driving aids on. They will be slower.
Right.
It's just to get people up to speed. You know, iRacing is pretty hardcore.
It is, but things like a driving line are going to help you out.
Oh, absolutely. Sort of teach people about racing.
And we don't know all the driving aids that are coming, but there are more coming.
There are, absolutely.
Full list. Also saw a spy photo of something that I think is so cool and something iRacing really needs. I saw live timing scoring, so your car number would be reflected in that scoring as you're going around.
That's right. On the tower, on the timing tower?
Yeah.
So cool.
Very cool. And just some of that environmental stuff that iRacing is needing, and they've been adding, I mean, new shadows and things like that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Again, as we can see, 2.0 is going to be a big, big release.
And finally, we have some new photos of the Ford GT.
Yeah.
Looks great. Look at that.
Yeah,
interior.
You got an interior shot, new exterior shot, beautiful car, and I think a lot of people are waiting on this one.
Awesome stuff. If you would like some Gearhead or Petrolhead t-shirts like the Garagisti shirt I am wearing.
What is a Garagisti?
I believe that's an Italian man who likes to be in the garage.
Well, other than Italian, that would be me.
Well, great. Head on over to enthusiastapparel.com. They have a lot of amazing shirts. Seriously. We'll be right back for the second half of the show.
The T500 RS wheel and pedal set from Thrustmaster, officially licensed by Sony in Gran Turismo 5 and designed for the most die-hard racing fans. It has unmatched power and precision, it's backlash-free, and totally responsive. With this wheel and pedal set, users will go farther than ever before in their racing experience. To find out where to purchase the T500 RS, visit www.thrustmaster.com.
Open Wheeler is not just another racing seat. It's made with the input of real racing fans who know the mechanics of racing. The Open Wheeler can be used by almost anybody, from a small child to a fully grown adult. Just like the seat in a real car, Open Wheeler has a wide range of adjustable positions, just like a real car, including the angle of the seat up and back, and the pedal distance and wheel height. Open Wheeler is super light and it only weighs about 50 pounds, and it's really easy to move around the house with its built-in wheels, and it folds down for easy storage.
Welcome back to This Week in Sim Racing. Tom Hackey and Sean Cole here. This week, Dirt 3 was released to the public, and we don't really like this game, do we?
No, this is one of those bomb games. Can't wait till we're done.
No, I'm just kidding. This is an amazing game.
Everyone screams over this game.
Oh,
literally.
Everything I've heard on forums and Facebook and everything, people are loving it. So don't hesitate on that one. Go do it.
No, but we will be getting to our review.
Oh, absolutely.
For those who want to know our opinions.
We're going to be slamming it.
Yeah, and playing tons of it.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, we've already put out a handful of videos, various different hot laps and crash videos, and our first look, and still to come, our big review of Dirt 3. Looking to the PC side of things, Paboso has recently released Beta 3 of Kart Racing Pro, and this introduces some fixes and more importantly, a new chassis, the CRG. So anybody who's a karting fan, they know CRG.
Absolutely.
And getting a new kart in a kart sim is like getting a new car in a car sim.
And a new track, too. They've got that in there, too.
So,
very cool.
Moving along in that sim.
Yep. Also, Utetniks has released NASCAR 2011 on the Wii.
So I can use my Wii wheel.
Your Wii wheel.
Wii wheel.
That's enough. Yes, they have released it on the Wii, but it remains unpatched on all the other consoles. They are still testing the Xbox 360 version, and the PS3 version is even farther behind due to the PSN network outage. So it's coming, but it's slow.
All right.
And we're going to review it fully once we get that patch. So
that sounds fun as well.
Yes.
So this is something that's really big news for me. GT Legends, it's an older game by Simbin, and you know, with new operating systems, some of the old games kind of fall off.
Yeah, it kind of fell off the map.
Yeah. Well, they have a deal where they're going to make a patch, or they have a patch that's going to make it work with Windows 7 or Windows Vista. However, you do need to prove that you own GT Legends.
Yes, you have to send them all kinds of pictures. Your Star Force code, your multiplayer online code, your box, your disc. It's kind of crazy. But we get GT Legends again.
Yeah, and this is a game that had a lot of patches, a lot of mods, had a great community behind it.
Yeah.
It's such a fun thing. It has a great career mode in it. So I'm looking forward to this coming back and probably getting a whole new breath of life.
Yeah, it's going to be... We should do a retro review.
That's a great idea.
All right.
We never reviewed it the first time, so perfect.
Let's get to that. So anyway, that'll do it for this episode of Inside Sim Racing. If you're watching on YouTube, head on over to our site. We've got so much information there. You're going to find a page for every sim there is, for the most part.
Yeah, we mentioned Dirt 3. Dirt 3 has its own page, all the
Tons of
videos in one place just for that one sim.
A lot of content. And we have forums where we can answer any question you might have. So please come on over, join in the conversation.
Yeah. You know what else?
What's
Our
that?
contests are on the website. So we recently had a Tamiya contest, gave away a beautiful model. I hear we're giving away an RC car. I can't confirm it.
That's speculation.
I hear it's coming.
Come on.
And so you're only going to find it at the website, though.
Yeah, so come on over and join us. For Sean Cole, I am Tom Hackey. We'll see you next week on This Week in Sim Racing.